I ended up having Ric Flair on the show. It was very interesting.
Wait, how so? Because I didn't see it. Was he one of the interviewers?
He was on panel.
Okay.
And it was a very big deal to me. I was very excited to have him.
And how did it go?
Well, let's put it this way.
Oh, what's your story? Don't you dare be sour. Clap for Stephanie and feel the power.
Welcome to What's Your Story with Steph McMahon, a WWE and Fanatics original production. This episode is brought to you by Factor. You have excellent branding.
Well, you know where I get it from. Spoiler alert.
Well, so I even was signing something in the kitchen the other day, and I noticed it's a Kill Tony Sharpie. And I'm like, oh, that's so smart. And I sent a picture to Paul, and I was like, hey,
Sharpies.
with the amount of autograph signings that WWE superstars do, like, and then you could have talent specific.
And after the show, I tossed them out to the crowd a bit. You know, and it's like
You're
nothing.
like Trump with the pen.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. It's a throwback. It's homage to him and to old school David Letterman used to throw his pencils at his producer.
That's right.
That's one of the other things I was raised on. That was the 11:30 hour after wrestling's over. A little bit of Letterman
When late
before
night
bed.
TV actually was like a thing.
Yeah. When it was funny.
Yeah. Well, and we only had so many channels to watch.
Yeah.
Who was the funniest late night TV host?
It was him. Yeah. It was Letterman at night. Howard Stern was the man in the morning back then.
Yep.
He's still
For
at
a long
edge.
time.
Oh yeah. He had his
Love
edge.
Stern.
That's a lot of my interview style is, from that.
Yeah.
Like, what's your love life like? Well, how would that hookup go? What did you
Right,
say? What was
right.
your move?
Yeah.
What's your special move in the bedroom? All these like gritty questions that you don't get to find anywhere anymore.
That's true.
I get to ask these people straight out of a bucket. It's so fun.
Awesome.
It was
dig.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, and I've watched on YouTube and on Netflix, but seeing it live,
It's the real deal.
it
yeah.
was
It's
awesome.
Again, it's like wrestling. It's one of those things to where watching it's cool and all on the screen, but man, when you're there live and you feel it, and you're like, how are they doing that?
It's so great.
Did they plan this out? Is it improvised? How in the
No,
world
it's
is
clear
it
it's
possible?
a lot of improv.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
So impressive.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, and you feel so bad sometimes.
Whew.
Right? Like
Oh.
that one guy who just didn't say anything for like the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
It's rough.
God
the
bless
guy
him.
that
Yeah.
was doing it 14 years,
know.
and it's just like, come on, you got to have something better than that. It's just
Something.
not getting.
Well, and especially when they're like, this is my career.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
14 years.
50,000
like-
a year. That's another question
Yeah.
I like to ask. How much do you make?
Yeah,
I'll
I
ask-
know. You ask great questions.
I'll ask people. One of my favorites, and it really is, and it just they
Yeah.
always kind of stall out. I go, how much money do you have all together?
And they're like,
Checking and savings, and it's like, and they'll go, $6,500, and I'll go, what's your rent? They go, 1,500. I go, okay, so you
Yeah.
have 3 months here,
Right? Of cushion.
What's the plan? What are you gonna do?
yeah, because this isn't it.
Oh,
it's not
it's-
working for you.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
fun. You get
It is
those
fun.
real questions out there, and
Well, and then you had the one guy who's Woody Harrelson's stand-in.
Yeah.
Who was he was
Jedi.
great.
Yeah.
Jedi.
Shut up.
But you're like, so you decided to go with just straight pedophilia jokes.
yeah,
That's an interesting
Like
choice.
that's what you said. That's an interesting choice. All in on that.
Yeah.
You had no others.
that was his angle. He might be who knows. One day you might have an hour-long special of just
He might.
straight pedophile
he
jokes.
could.
I
He
might
could.
not watch it. I don't know. Not sure.
It was so funny. But it was your reaction to it that was so funny.
Oh yeah.
And what an interesting spot that is too, because you have to keep it going.
I keep it interesting for myself. I
is
always
that- is that
tell
your
people.
mindset?
Yeah, I always tell people if you're gonna do a show, if you're gonna make your own thing, make it so that you enjoy it.
You know what? That's such a great point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to see Rogan, book his own show every week with the people that he wants to talk to.
Right,
There's
right.
no external booker. If he's in the mood to have a comedian buddy on, he has a comedian buddy on. If he
Right.
wants a scientist on, an athlete, the world's smartest, richest man, you know,
Right.
one episode.
You could call him
you
up.
know, you name it. And you just.
Well, you had Elon
I
on.
was just gonna say.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that stuff cracks me up. Kyle
Oh my God,
Dunnigan.
he was very funny.
Oh, it's the little
very,
things.
very funny.
There was a part where Heidi walked by to drop off drinks, and he did the spoon and fork thing. Oh, look at this. It's just so hilarious.
We
Those
were
guys that do-
losing it watching him and Gillis.
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
Gillis
As Trump.
Like
Oh yeah.
the mannerisms, everything.
Oh, it's
and
crazy.
then how they'd play off each other.
Oh my God, the best.
It was really funny. They became like the critics,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you know, in the Muppets.
Yeah.
They were always my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
So funny.
Shane as Trump is just diabolical.
It is.
It's insane. It was thrown together real fast after Trump and Biden had that wacky debate.
Right.
A couple, whenever it was, a year ago or whatever. I threw it together so fast. Adam Ray had never done a Joe Biden before.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
The mannerisms.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The licking.
And like, yeah, all of a sudden, he's like, oh yeah, the licking lips. And then the eyes would go real wide.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unexpectedly.
Just daydreamy, hilarious. We just have so much fun. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is like, you know, keeping it interesting and long-term storytelling, right?
Yeah.
So you have somebody and maybe that, like I said, I think we mentioned this last night, maybe the guy that has been doing it 14 years that really struggled last night, maybe he signs up, gets pulled again and has that turnaround amazing story. And we all
Yeah.
go, there it is. And
Finally.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Does that happen often
It happens sometimes. It's
after that long?
yeah.
Yeah?
There's wild things that happen. Sometimes people sign up every week for a year and don't get on. And then they do and they have their redemption. And sometimes people start really good, really, really, really good.
And then
then turns out that was their minute.
They
Yeah.
shot their shot.
Where the pressure gets to them and they feel halfway through their set that it's not going as good as last time and they panic and start to struggle and then their timing's off and
Yeah, it's rough. Stand-up comedy is, I think, one of the hardest things to do.
yeah, it is. It's a true grind.
Yeah.
It takes so many sets and so much effort and
The timing.
yeah.
Yeah.
The What's Your Story team doesn't mess around when it comes to things we all use every single day, like our mattresses.
Not sure which mattress is right for you? Just take the Brooklyn Bedding Sleep Quiz and find your perfect match in under 2 minutes. Brooklyn Bedding also offers a 120-night comfort trial. Love it, or they'll help you return or swap it hassle-free.
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 Go to brooklynbedding.com and use my promo code STEPH at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com and promo code STEPH for 30% off site-wide. Support our show and let them know we sent you after checkout. brooklynbedding.com, promo code STEPH. I just was talking about this with Bailey, and it's the importance of making the audience feel an emotion, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what makes it memorable.
Yeah.
And Maya Angelou has this quote that people will never remember what you said, they'll never remember what you did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And if you can make them feel, then you've really got something.
Yeah.
So how does that apply in comedy?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of different styles and variations. You know, I like to kind of, you know, nowadays when they see me, they're expecting a little bit of, you know, darkness and controversy a little bit. So
No.
yeah, I get
That's
to.
what they expect.
Oh yeah,
Why? Why would they?
I get to really embrace it now.
That's cool.
Which
It's
it's
cool.
interesting because I, you know, practice that forever, but people don't know who you are. So
Right.
you
So
just,
then they assume you're the character.
yeah, or they just think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Sure. Yeah.
I always think about like it must have been so odd for Don Rickles coming up, like before everybody knew him as Don Rickles. And I saw an interview recently that cracked me up. It was, gosh, I can't remember who was interviewing him, but they asked him and they go, was that odd? Was that hard coming up, you know, being good at what you're doing before everybody knew you were Don Rickles? And he's like, yeah. I'd be out in the lobby and, you know, what did he say? He goes, a guy would come up to me and go, hey, man, I paid good money for your show and you just called my wife a pig.
But did you enjoy it a little?
Well, decades later, that would be an honor
Right,
to have the great
right.
Don Rickles call your wife a pig or a moose. I think it was a moose.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is a
You
little.
called my wife a moose.
Yeah.
Him saying it's a
moose,
lot
I
funnier.
suppose is funnier than a
Yeah,
pig.
it is. It
Because
is.
a pig, you think of other things.
Yeah, a moose is a much more adorable animal.
Yes,
it's one of the
yes.
tricks to making fun of somebody. It's got to be cute, a little bit cute.
That's really fascinating.
Yeah, little adorable.
So that's how you do it when you don't want to really offend them.
Well, it's also offensive. There, you know, when I was preparing for the Tom Brady roast, I must have written about 700 Kevin Hart is short jokes.
Right.
And you're waiting an hour and a half in my spot to go on that roast. So you're kind of in your head, you're losing that one and that one.
Right,
Nikki
right,
Glazer
right.
covered that one. You know, he can't reach in his cupboard, so that's out. That's out. You're making
Right, if your list is
adjustments in your
whittling
head.
down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But did you, how'd you make it a little cute?
Well, that's part of the trickery is in between, you know, the extreme, you know, darkness. And it's both. Like I said, you guys can't tell, but all night, because he was hosting up and down behind the podium, I go, you guys don't know this, but behind the podium is this Kevin Hart's been using the same stool that Aaron Hernandez used
Yes.
to
Damn.
So
Damn.
it's you have the edge of a guy, a former teammate of theirs that killed himself.
You like
Yeah,
to
no.
combine.
But it's also adorable that Kevin Hart's been standing on this little footstool. So when you mix those two things, a
Yes,
little
yes.
cuteness with the
well,
darkness.
you combined, what was it last night? Like prison with something else.
Oh
and-
yeah, there was
Yeah.
a black guy that said that he was into women's feet, so I called him San Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, yes, it was so good.
And then you called out like how you made that reference and brought those two things
Yeah,
together.
the crowd didn't
Yeah.
even pop for
I
it.
did.
That's
I
a
was-
one
I
in a
paused.
million.
I thought it was funny.
That's an in the moment.
Yeah,
Boom.
I thought it was
was
great.
great.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
So fun.
I'm trying to remember from the Brady roast. There was something I feel like you started with his shoes,
Oh yeah.
and he was like,
Oh
"Not."
yeah.
How
And
do
that
you?
was improvised in the absolute moment, which is crazy, by the way, because Netflix had never done a live anything like this
Right.
before, and it's kind of nuts to think about because it was the most watched program
Yeah.
of that year, like by far. And I kind of knew it would be. So I realized that like me going up there and starting with what I had originally as a joke wasn't going to set the tone because again, you're adjusting things in your head off of what's happened before you. It's one of the catches with going deep into a roast.
Yeah.
So I realized that would just set a tone. Nice shoes, bitch.
Yeah.
Did you win those in the divorce? Because I was also sitting there at that table in front, and I'm looking at these lame
His
shoes. They really were
whole
very
time.
feminine, and they're, he's Tom Brady, so he's like 6'8", and he has these size 17 womanly, very feminine. I guess he's like into fashion or something. I don't know, but
Well.
if you could have seen him. I wish the director would have zoomed in on him. That would have been
He was
perfect.
not happy.
Oh, it set such an
yeah,
amazing tone,
yeah.
and I don't know exactly. I think he knew that I was gonna kind of do that, but it also was like just a commanding type of moment. I wanted to like really kind of make it seem like I was just storming the gates up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I was stuck at that table. I wasn't up there the whole time, so the whole thing was. it was about setting a tone. Nice shoes, bitch, does it. I mean, when you're talking
no
to
kidding.
a
No
6-time
kidding.
Super Bowl
no-
champion, and I'm just this punk. So the opening is, it's kind of it's a big deal. All you have
So
to,
how
it's-
does the open then apply to like the opening of a show?
of a Kill Tony?
Well, not necessarily a Killed Tony, maybe
Mm-hmm.
more like a special.
Oh, yeah.
And just how you think about your shows in general, because you were talking about how you tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
What do you try to do from end to end? And
Well-
and how do you think of telling stories when you're putting that together?
Yeah, it's all literally everything that I do is based off of wrestling. It was my everything.
You don't know how many times I've
coming.
heard that.
I mean, I can't even imagine. You're probably so sick of it at this point. But I mean, literally, I'm the guy of pretty much almost every comedian I know that really is the most heelish on the entrance, gaudy music, overwhelming bass. And right now I'm coming out to this moment of a Succession. The soundtrack to Succession has this like operatic, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just pure power. It is just ridiculous.
fun.
And
How
I'm
fun.
always the guy that comes out and
Yes.
soaks it in and makes them get louder.
Oh,
and
it's so great.
Whereas most comedians want to be, the everyman's man. The, hey, what's up? I'm just humble and happy to be here.
Right.
But it's like, I'm
No,
not.
you got to own it.
Yeah, it's so boring for me to do that. Like
Yeah.
I like, if you know me, then you're seeing what you're expecting. And if you don't know me, I want that person to be like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? What is this? And it makes you kind of like lean forward a little bit. And so, it all starts there.
Yeah.
I mean, literally
Like
on
the first
entrance
note
way.
of the entrance music.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've seen Triple H cover that on a clip just a couple of weeks ago. But it's talking about entrances and
Yeah.
how absolutely important it is.
Critical.
Oh my goodness.
You're right.
There's
it sets the whole tone.
there's
When
not a-
Austin's glass breaks,
Yeah. Oh my God.
it's like
I feel that.
people go through the roof.
the best.
Yeah.
Or the sound of the bell of the Undertaker.
Well, the light's going out first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh!
Oh yeah.
So the lights just go out, and then you hear the gong. It's like, no way! And then
Oh
the
my
purple light.
God.
in the
best.
music.
The best.
Yeah.
I've done it all. I've come out to every wrestler's
Yeah.
music.
What was your favorite to do?
You know who had
Or
a
did
good
you
one?
come out to mine?
No.
Not every.
No, not yet. That'll be a good one
Next
one day.
Monday.
Yeah.
Should have done it last night.
You know who was good for a while? Was the music was perfect. Glorious from Bobby
Oh,
Roode.
I love Bobby
Oh
Roode's music.
my God.
I don't get
It's so obnoxious.
It is, and he'd have that robe,
Yeah.
and
Oh
like
my
just
God.
oh
Did
my
you
God, that
spin?
was so great.
Did
I
you do a
loved
full
that.
spin?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
Everything.
You should have a robe for an episode. Yeah,
Oh, that'd be great.
that'd be fun.
I'm a big robe guy at home. I
you
got
should definitely
love a
bring
robe.
it
custom
to the show.
TH.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. I got a blue one, burgundy, velvet looking one.
you could put
right,
the
cute.
knife in your back, literally on the robe. Blood trickling down.
Genius. Always branding.
She is.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, like my history with everything entertainment is all wrestling. I was a tiny little kid, and like you said, there was only a few channels back then. And I was raised by a single mom in an extremely poor neighborhood. Long story short, we had one of those big, giant, heavy TVs that like
Oh, yes.
I can't even imagine
Back.
the weight of it. Like
And
I-
the UHF.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I remember playing with the dial as a kid, like a tiny kid, and I saw wrestling, but I didn't know what it was.
Between the wavy lines.
Yeah. But I didn't know what it was, and it took me a year or two to find it again. Like I saw it as like a little baby, and I was looking for it forever.
That's so
I
interesting.
like didn't know what it was because I was like too young to retain, but I remembered I was always looking for that thing. There was like a box with like, it looked like ropes, I guess. Like I
Really?
wasn't even putting it together. And then when I found it at 4 or 5 or whatever it was just on. It was
All the time.
everything,
Yeah.
everything. And I've learned everything, even about life.
Yeah.
You know, I told The Undertaker this on his podcast, but I learned about death from The Undertaker.
Oh my God, that's fascinating.
I had no idea what a coffin was or what a cemetery, what any of it. And then all of a sudden, Monday
lessons
or
we teach.
Right.
oh my God.
Out comes Paul
And then
Bearer.
there I am at 6 years or 7 years, 5, 6, 7 years old, and he's building a coffin because he's facing Kamala.
Yep.
So I didn't even know what a coffin was. So there I am, a little kid, and I'm like, wait, what is he? He's building this thing, and we get put in that when we die, and then you get
yes.
put in dirt
In the ground.
Why would you get put in dirt? Why
6
would
feet under.
6 feet in the ground? 6 feet under dirt, and I'm like trying to put this all together. Anyway, I become obsessed, and I ended up. We had a piano. We had this old piano that must have been in my house forever. I don't know. It was really used as like a security device so that people wouldn't break in against the back windows. But long story short, you know how the piano benches lift up?
yeah.
Like they have a thing with
Oh, it
books
looked
in them.
like a coffin.
So I
Oh no! What did you put in there?
I took nails and I sealed it shut because I was doing my own impression of The Undertaker at whatever, 6 or 7 years old. And my mom went ballistic.
But you didn't put anything alive in there.
No, no,
see?
it's only
okay,
the
so
piano
the story
benches
could
are
be
only
so
like,
much
Like,
worse.
if she opens
yeah,
it,
like
there's a sibling?
mouse or a know.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you could have been a little
that
more
dark.
sadistic.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where my head goes.
That's true.
Dark.
Yeah, very dark. It's unbelievable.
Sorry, yeah.
little dead baby mouse over here.
Some people are fucked up. I'm
Somebody
just saying.
better check her piano bench.
But with that said, that led to, and it was a continuous thing, my entire childhood, I wrestled a pillow or an old, remember My Buddy?
Oh, yeah.
It was like the original like
yes, of
Chucky doll kind of.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would wrestle. Of course, me and my buddies wrestled this and that. But like when playtime was over and it's nighttime or whatever, or if they didn't want to hang out, it was all day, all night.
Yeah.
Me wrestling on my bed. The dresser with the little TV on it was the top rope.
Did you ever break anything?
Everything.
I broke my ankle
I
and
was
my
like,
wrist.
bones?
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean bones? No. I'm pretty sturdy.
I broke because you mentioned the dresser.
Yeah.
When I was pretending to be, it's both times snooker, but
yeah.
I was jumping off my dresser onto some like pads that I had, pillows on the floor. And it was the last time I went up to go do it, and I was in my socks, and my socks started to slip, so I still had to jump, so I didn't take a worse bump. But then I put my hand down, and I cracked my wrist.
That'll do
Damn.
it. A lot of close calls, probably a ton of concussions
Yes.
that I just like don't even know about. But I mean, and I mean a ton.
Yeah.
But I mean the whole thing. I would drive my mom completely insane. And again, here's another throwback to how long ago this was. But back then, you guys probably saw this little adorable kid going, "Alexa, play the Undertaker's theme," right? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And the little kid walks out, and I'm jealous of this kid because I used to have to take a cassette tape and try to record the music, turn up the TV, and hit the record button.
Complicated.
And then you would take another cassette tape and transfer it so that you could edit it at the right time. And then I would rewind it, put it in the cassette player, go inside of my
And there's
closet,
no way to
close the
track
door,
it even. Yeah.
and hit play on the thing, and then come out and do the whole thing. And I'd also be the opponent. I would tell both sides of the story. Oh, it was
I bet.
nonstop.
Oh, are there any videos or
I
anything?
know,
of
I was
this?
just thinking that.
Oh, there has to
Oh,
be.
I wish, but
No,
it
really?
no.
You went through all that
I don't
effort
think
to set
so.
up the
No, my mom wanted
No,
me
but
to.
I mean those old school giant
the big
I used
camera.
to-
video cameras.
I used to have my mom in on it. She cracks up at this. She still does this thing where she goes, "Ding ding, motherfucker," because when I was a kid, I used to also do a thing whereas if she was walking by or if the match made it all the way into her room or wherever she was, and I would do the 1, 2, 3, and I go, ring the bell. And she goes, "No, come on, stop," or whatever. I go, "Come on, ring the bell, ring it." And she would go, "Ding, ding." So she ended up getting so annoyed by it that she would go, ding, ding, motherfucker.
Ding, ding, motherfucker.
And she still says it sometimes. It's hilarious. It's a huge, like 40-year running joke.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, motherfucker.
Ding, ding, motherfucker.
And by the way, I was
the
so
hat.
OCD even back then that when she would say motherfucker, I'd go, no, don't say motherfucker, just do ding ding. And then I would do it again. 1, 2, 3. Ring it, ring it, ring it. And she would do it. She'd go, ding ding, motherfucker.
But why is it only 2 dings?
I don't know. She didn't know what she was doing, but 2 dings was better than none. She was the only bell I had around. And it was every day nonstop. So my envisioning of storytelling and entertainment was solely that.
Wow.
Yeah, I had no idea that
I mean,
you
it's
could.
the same.
Oh yeah. Oh totally. Oh, it's very much spot on. In fact, I'm kind of disappointed because, and I think I mentioned this last night to you, but I really probably should have been a wrestler.
Yeah, I was
like I
gonna
always
ask. That's what
look
you
at
said,
it like back then. I feel like the guys were a lot bigger. And now I meet these guys and I'm looking at them eye to eye and I'm like, yeah, I'd be doing what you're doing if I was bigger. And they're like, we're the same size, dude. And it's crazy.
And you're like, yeah.
yeah, what was I thinking? I should have just gone for it. I mean, I see these unbelievable, look at Sami Zayn and really like tons of them.
Yeah,
And
all different
like I was saying last night,
types.
my new favorite is Dominic Mysterio.
Love me some Dominic.
Dirty
Oh
Dom.
my
Yeah.
God. When he does that flex and doesn't
So
really
good.
flex.
It's so good.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable.
He's just like,
And like the stash and the hair, everything.
Everything.
You just hate him.
Everything.
Oh,
I love
he's
him.
just a star.
He is.
And you're waiting for him to cheat or
Yeah.
lie or steal
Of
or any
course.
of it. And it's just unbelievable.
because he always references his real dad.
Oh yeah,
You know,
the best.
Eddie.
Oh my God, he's just a next level generation
He
of
is.
heel, which is just so awesome
it.
to see,
I love it.
especially live. I mean, like he really translates well on the screen, but live it is just. I mean, one of my favorite things is taking friends to a live wrestling event.
The best.
That might be very questionable about it.
right.
And like just watching the awe come over them. And
Right.
it takes them no time at all to
get it.
realize who they want to cheer for and who
Yeah.
they don't like. And my God, we had the best time at a random Saturday night main event a few weeks ago in Salt Lake City. And I was with my openers who a couple of them didn't know wrestling that well. I also had Pauly Shore with me, which was fun because I don't think he knew what he was walking into either.
And now he's been around
I think
a long
so.
time.
But this was like just a random thing. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this before the show.
Pauly is Mitzi's son.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Absolute royalty in our wild little comedy
Right,
world. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm just learning a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, really created I can't say the art form, but she gave everybody a fun house to get good at it and be kind of competitive with everyone, but also keeping it fun and making the lineup a certain way so that while people are just doing 15-minute sets, it becomes very, again, I wouldn't call it competitive, but it.
Well, competition's good though.
Yeah. And everyone's just trying to do their best.
Right.
But really, everyone's also trying to steal the show.
Yeah, of course, that should be your goal.
Yeah. And she would make these 16-person lineups with her own handwriting herself. And everyone would just go for it.
That's
Maybe you're
awesome.
opening, maybe you're closing, maybe you're in the middle, and maybe you're following someone that's really tough to follow.
That's always a
And
tough spot.
yeah. And that's where she would put her favorite people. You know, maybe you're going up after Richard Pryor in his prime, or maybe you're going up after, Sam Kinison going absolutely ballistic. So yeah, it's just the coolest place. And I was very lucky to get to start there. And yeah, it's a blast, a wild, wild fun house. Have you been there? The Comedy Store in LA?
Not in LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a trip.
Next trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of different. A lot of people have moved
Yeah,
after the
to Austin.
pandemic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Seems like it just relocated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much, Comedy Mothership is very much all the best parts of the Comedy Store. And,
And that was the vision for it, right?
oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all we really knew was like that model of, great comedians going for it, doing their best, and having a blast doing it. So we have the most fun. It's crazy. We do that show that you saw last night on Mondays, and then Tuesday and Wednesdays are just the actual most fun days. We spend so much time in that green room cracking up.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's so great.
Oh my God, it's insane.
Like, that's the best job.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Doing
yeah.
what you love, just laughing with
yeah.
other really smart, funny people.
Oh my
right?
God, it's crazy. Like if you think Shane's funny, I'm not saying, he's so funny off stage that it's ridiculous. It can be absolutely painful at times.
So is it hard to get to know a comedian personally?
No,
No?
we're all very much the same. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air because you can relate to that person.
Right.
And again, I feel this in the wrestling world because I kind of feel like the things correlate. It's a nightly job. You're out there in front of live audiences. You're traveling a lot. So it's sometimes hard to just, talk to a normal human being that doesn't.
Oh yeah, no, I could see that.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
but I
like-
mean, like if you are in a personal relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, because what I've always found is comedians often deflect, or at least like the funnier kids that I grew up with, right? Like oftentimes the comedians were the ones who were going through it the hardest. And they would use comedy so often just to deflect any scenario, no matter what it was, even if they were just feeling slightly uncomfortable, like too close to someone or whatever it
Absolutely.
is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Too Soon immediately. Like absolutely immediately. I deal with everything with jokes.
Because that's your way of processing it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's our way of processing everything though.
Yeah.
If it's a good day, we're doing it too. If we're
You know,
happy, we're doing
the
it
road's
too.
kind of like that for us, you know, for WWE. Like because they travel so often, it really does become like family.
Mm-hmm.
And so when something tragic or hard or whatever it is happening, it really is cathartic to be able to work and to have your buddies just tease you about it, you know, and just make you laugh, not make it all so serious, I guess.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. Wrestlers have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, they do.
They get it.
Well, and when you think about the life, like it's not super glamorous. It is a lot of travel. You're, wrestling every night. You're performing. You're dealing with fans everywhere, because they always know where you're staying no matter what. And you want to be nice to them, of course, because you want to keep them.
Yeah.
And I think they don't get pampered. So I think it keeps them real and it keeps them grounded. And I think that's one of the reasons why they have such a special connection to the audience,
Yeah.
Because they are real.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I once saw Seth Rollins at an airport going through TSA, and the only thing he had with him was the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I saw him putting it in one of the
That
gray
is
crates.
hilarious.
Oh, I
Very
couldn't
funny. Oh my
believe
God.
it. I was leaving. I
You're
was in
like-
that. It was through the clear glass thing when you're leaving the airport and you can just see what's going on. And I'm like, that's
Oh my
Seth.
God.
And I'm literally watching him put it in the thing. And it's just mind blowing to think, like, wow.
That's so funny.
Like you have to be, he's that
all the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Money in the Bank briefcase with it says Money in the Bank.
It's the one.
It's unbelievable.
And people freak out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. It's the coolest.
Oh,
do you think
it's
he had in it?
unbelievable.
What was in it? What do we think?
The Money in the Bank contract, of course.
Yeah.
Police.
I mean,
It was the only thing he had with him. So either he checked a bag
that's why I'm like,
and was going through with that, or in my personal opinion, I think he may have like put some
Packed.
stuff in
that's,
there.
that's where I was
I
going.
think he probably
like,
has like a
maybe.
toothbrush and
Maybe.
toothpaste.
The contract is also in there.
Yeah, I meant like what else?
Doesn't ever come out.
I know. I meant what else did he pack?
Contract. That is so
Not
funny.
that new.
Damn it.
Big news, WWE and sports fans. The world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, is making its return to New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the leagues, teams, superstars, and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July.
Meet your favorite WWE superstars, get your hands on exclusive merch, catch live podcasts, and interact with the biggest names in sports.
Tickets go on sale November 13th, and fans of the show can get a 10% discount by using Steph10 at checkout. That's STEPH, the number 1, the number 0 at checkout.
I ended up having Ric Flair on the show. It was very interesting.
Wait, how so?
When?
Because I didn't see it. Was he one of the interviewers?
He was on panel.
Okay.
And it was a very big deal to me. I was very excited to have him.
And how did it go?
Well, let's put it this way. The day before, obviously, was a Sunday. And he hit me up and goes, hey, let's have some drinks. And it's 1 or 2 p.m. or whatever. And sure enough, we do. And he drinks vodka cranberries, which for some reason...
They will mess you up.
They don't mess me up.
Oh, really? They mess me up.
Everything
switch to
messes
that.
me up except for vodka. And,
Oh,
and I go,
that's an
I'll-
odd-
it was one of those things where I go, I'll have what he's having. So we end up having what had to be 15, 16, 17 vodka cranberries. And
I'd be dead.
at about 7 p.m., he goes, I'm getting tired. We're going to get out. Let's get out of here. And it was me, him, Shane Gillis, Wiz Khalifa somehow
Oh my
was with
God.
us.
That
This
sounds
makes
like an
sense.
awesome time.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And we're literally just bar crawling down 6th Street. Few drinks here, few drinks there, few drinks here, few drinks there. And we're having the time of our lives.
I guess so.
And at about 7 p.m. he goes, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go home. And he's rocking.
He's
right?
having some fun, yeah.
And I realized right then, I thought to myself, he drinks like this every day. It's 7 p.m. My show starts tomorrow night that he's on at 8:15. And I did a little math in my head and go, this could be an issue. Maybe I should say to him, hey, Rick, the show's at 8 tomorrow. Take it easy drinking. But I can't give Ric
Can't say
Flair a
that.
fucking note. Are you kidding me? What the hell who the hell do I think I am to tell the nature boy?
What he can and cannot drink.
And so sure enough, he's
Oh, boy.
he's like, hey, I'm over at the Hilton Hotel. Come
Come hang out.
Come walk me over.
Oh,
And this
okay.
is like whatever, 7 p.m. on the Monday. Oh my God.
No.
It's epic. I go, okay. I go over there with whoever, my producer or whatever. And he's like, I got these Southwest flight attendants I just met at the bar. They want to come see the show. And they're like, yeah, let's go. It's like all these very nice, lovely, very thick, black, very cool. But, let's fucking go, Rick. Let's go, boy. Let's have some. We gonna laugh tonight. And that's the vibe. And she, oh yeah, oh very much so. And she goes, slap my ass again, Rick. And we're walking, and he goes, and it's the loudest slap, and they're just cracking up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like Ric Flair's just smacking flight attendants' asses on the way to the show. And he's rocked already. He's clearly on the same routine as the night before. And he goes, he has this gym bag with him. He's so Ric Flair. Like the whole thing
it's
is
a
so
real
Ric
thing.
Flair.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to keep this bag on me the whole time. I can't lose this bag. Whatever I do, I got to have this bag with me. Make sure I don't lose this bag. I go, it's an important bag. He goes, there's $200,000 cash. And by the way, you're seeing the Rolexes, the rings, the
He's
whole
like-
thing. Slapping flight attendants' asses with a duffel bag with $200,000 in it. because he signed autographs and probably doesn't want the IRS to know that he's getting paid in cash. I hope I'm not saying too much. I'm sorry, Rick. I love you. You're the man. Your legacy's unbelievable. Where's the camera? Thank you, Rick.
We love you, Rick.
It's all out of love.
Wow.
This only helps your legacy, Rick. But sure enough, I mean, yeah, it was just a little. It's a little.
Was there any ass smacking during the
On
show
stage?
itself? Yeah.
No.
No, because
the-
it could have been the sound, like instead of the cat. It could be the
Oh
first.
yeah, that would have been a good idea. But it's hard to paint the picture for the crowd. But yeah,
Heidi
in my
okay?
memory, in my mind, I'll never forget the sound. I mean, it sounded like
Like,
somebody
yeah.
took 2 blocks of wood and went like that.
Well, and there's a way to make it louder.
Would you like to show us?
You just cup your hand a little bit. Yeah, you just cup your hand a little.
Okay.
It's louder.
All right.
Yeah, it's like something to do with the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finding out a little bit about you over here. So yeah, Rick
Yeah.
was fun. But yeah, it got a little
A little interesting.
up and down during the show, but that makes sense.
There was this one promo Rick cut, and at the time, my dad was like very frustrated with Rick because he was just doing what he wanted to do, and he was being very specific about Rick's verbiage because he tends to say some things sometimes, and Rick, like we were all supportive of Rick doing what he does, but the very first thing he talks about is somehow like bleeding virgins.
Oh my
That is in
God.
his first line.
Oh boy.
And we are like, oh my God. And it's live TV. Woo! And there's like nothing you could do. And he's jumping on down that rabbit hole. Yeah, you just
God.
have.
Damn.
Those old school promos. I
Yeah.
mean, they just don't make them like they used
They don't.
to.
They don't.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's so many legendary ones. I mean, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior. I love how the internet sometimes can assemble these.
Yeah, it's
these
so cool.
old school things where it shows you them working it out and trying it again, and it's so crazy
It
to
is
see
so
the
cool.
process of it all.
Well, it's like comedians trying out their material. Because
Oh,
that's
totally.
another thing. You could be having a conversation with a comedian and suddenly like you're like rolling and you're like, oh, you're doing your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You're testing.
yeah,
But that's fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where a lot of it comes from, though.
Yeah.
They might not necessarily be like performing it. They might be like writing it
Right.
right in front
the
of you.
moment.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's
interesting.
how a lot of it happens. That's kind of my process. Is I don't like sit down and write during the day. I'll hang out at night, have some drinks with the homies, and if something comes up, oh, did you hear this news story about that?
Right, right.
And I say something funny, and everybody
hits.
laughs. Then I write it down.
Yeah.
Or
You take a lot of notes during the show too.
well, during the show, what I'm actually writing down is the information that I'm gathering from them that I want to. So, like, let's say during their set, they say that they're a bartender for a living. Like,
Right.
I'll write that down. Bartender. I write down how many years they've been doing it. If I have a question that I want to get to, I'll write that down because I'll find that interesting. Or if they say they're married for 5 years during their set, I'll write that down so that I don't ask, because everybody loves, for some reason, when I miss something, the place goes ballistic. Oh,
course,
God
of
help
course.
everyone if they said it during their set. They said that they do this for a living or that they're married or whatever. So I just write down every little bit of information that I can. Kind
Just
of
for
like
in the moment or to remember later?
No,
Or
just for in the moment. Yeah.
There was only one person's name that you handed to the left of you.
no, I hand
You
them
do
all
everybody
to the left.
Because
Yeah.
I felt like Alexa, I think was her name, got a special sort of nod. No, did I see that
Maybe a
wrong?
bigger book,
No,
right?
She definitely had a bigger book.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, no. All came right out of the
Oh,
bucket. and-
Damn, I thought I was seeing something special, but I guess not. I was like, oh,
yeah.
yeah, no. Not
No,
the
I
case.
hand everything, I pull it, I make sure it's legible, hand it to Red Band,
But it
Red
was
Band hands it
later,
to...
and it was you who did it, and you said something to the person who took it.
Oh, I was asking if Woody's stand-in was ready.
Oh.
Because that was a
okay.
planned thing. And
Okay.
and he didn't, I asked him before the show, I go, do you know your way to the backstage? And he said no. And I go, someone will help you there. So I was double checking to see if
Okay.
he was ready.
Okay.
The whole thing's so live and crazy.
Yeah.
And it's really, my production team is unbelievable. But there's also, it's really just kind of at the end of the day, it's really me. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
It's
right.
like gorilla position. It's really like back when, Vince was on commentary. It's really that.
That's so
I'm kind of
interesting.
calling the shots, but I'm also,
Directing.
yeah. And it's also not me. I'm just, I'm not the one wrestling, right?
Right.
I'm just keeping
You're
it
telling the
going,
story.
telling the story. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that Alexa,
Threading the
for
needle.
example, it's like, okay, like that could have gone so many directions, right?
Yeah.
If she doesn't go, I don't even like sex because I was raped or whatever, which is wild,
was
Right?
so
wild.
compelling.
Yeah.
And by my dad, and I'm like, your real dad? And she's like, no, not the
don't you
real
even
dad.
ask
She
her
kept
that.
going, Tony, you're from Ohio. You know what it's like. I'm like, I don't know what
Your
this is like.
life. Yeah. my experience was slightly different. Yeah.
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 But that interview would have gone an entirely different way if it wasn't that. It would
Right.
it would have been so like what are you into and this and
Right.
that, and there's so many directions that everything can go. And again, I just keep it interesting for myself. I ask the questions that I genuinely want to know, and I run the show like I run the show for the people that have watched every episode.
Yeah.
So like I'm always
interesting.
trying to figure out what I find genuinely interesting about somebody, because I have obviously seen every episode. Like I've been there for everything. So to keep the thing evolving,
It's tricky.
it's tricky.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
wondered-
WrestleMania.
Yes. And I have those, we do these massive arenas and, have a pretty crazy Netflix deal that other podcasts don't have at all. And again, I'm the only podcast that on those events has pyro and fire and
awesome.
smoke
Lights.
and
Yeah.
sparks and huge entrances and extremely developed intro, AI background videos of their name and this and that, or their faces and all of these different elements.
Yeah.
We still make it so that it's this larger than life
Presentation.
intro, because they
Yeah.
watch these people every week. They
You're
paid.
making stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crazy though,
It is
because
so funny.
at least in wrestling, like they're putting their bodies on the line. They're about to put on a real physical, unbelievable show with oohs and ahs and wows. And again, this person's, going to talk about eating a Taco Bell last night and having diarrhea. Like it's so crazy that, and it's one of the things that like cracks me up when I see like William coming out in an arena to a giant standing ovation and Fire's going doof. I'm literally thinking to myself, what the hell have I done? What is this world?
It is a masterpiece.
It's
It
crazy.
really is.
We're doing the Garden again this year for the third year in a row.
Congratulations.
So it's just become routine. And you might know this, but the Garden isn't the most profitable venue
No.
to do.
No.
It's such
Union fees
a
are-
majestic, unbelievable, magical thing that
It is.
you have to pay. Like you pay
It's the
to
world's
do
most
it.
famous arena.
It is. That's exactly what it is. And it is that for a reason. It's magical and it's in the walls and in the ceiling, and you just feel it. And there's no place like it. And that place is a place that we do because, again, it all goes back to the WWE. Because of the magic of WrestleMania 1, 2, right? 3? The first few were there. Then they did like the
the
Trump Hotel and
closed circuit. Yeah, Trump
Yeah.
Hotel was 4 and 5.
yeah,
Yeah, that's when I first met the now president of the United States.
amazing. Wow,
WrestleMania 4.
wild.
Yeah. I go way back.
That was the first roast I ever wrote for. Was the roast of Donald Trump.
That's pretty fabulous.
That guy's so funny.
He is funny.
I feel bad for the half of the country that just doesn't find him hilarious
do
at
not.
all.
They do
Oh
not.
my
Yeah.
God. Oh, he's so funny.
He is funny.
It's crazy how funny
I
he
think
is.
that's part of his charm.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. The
Like
way he
this-
talks to the press on the airplane. He's talking about this. The lady the other day was like, "So you got an MRI? Is everything okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I aced it. My brain is unbelievable.
Yeah,
the
I'm
doctor
better
said
than
they've
any
never
president
seen anything about my brain." And he goes, "You wouldn't do that good." Anyway, thank you. I mean, it's insane, and the fact that he's the president makes it funnier. I hear I hear the other side going, "Yeah, but that's not presidential. They shouldn't talk like that." I'm like, I guess stop.
He's just
Right.
a
Just
human.
stop. Who are you to decide how the fucking president should talk? When you win, you can
Right.
talk
Yeah,
how
you
you
take
want.
it how you want.
Like a phony, like a fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they want. And I don't
Yeah, I don't get
understand
that either.
It's like, give me someone direct with a sense of humor that's
Exactly.
that's what America is.
yeah.
But there you
And
go.
you're not going to agree
That's
with
the
everything,
sound of,
right?
did you just hear that? That's 20,000 people turning off the podcast right there.
I know. That is a possibility.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. I
It's
know.
that fast. People,
We normally don't talk politics. Yeah.
hey, we don't have to. You said
No,
Puerto
no,
Rico.
no, I know. I did. It's hard to ignore that one.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a while.
Arguably one of your biggest launches for fame.
Very arguably. But yeah, that was a wild time. A wild 9.5 days.
I can't imagine.
It was crazy.
What were you doing? Those
Pacing
nine-
around, trying to figure out if my Netflix deal was still going to go through.
Oh
and
boy, just all bad.
yeah, it was crazy because I had all the momentum in the world. I was coming off of it was only like 3 months after the Brady roast, and I wasn't expecting. I thought this was going to be like a throwaway,
Easy line, yeah.
easy. And I just thought, this will be fun. I'll do this, and I'll just be golfing with the president the next 4 years after this, and it'll be easy. It'll be cool. I'll
Totally.
be hanging with the president. Yeah, I'll be at Mar-a-Lago, fucking chilling, smoking some weed, eating some scrambled eggs, and golfing with the president.
Sounds like a
It'll
good
be
day.
easy. Still, no invite to Mar-a-Lago.
No, huh?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Maybe.
I think soon.
Yes.
JD Vance is cool, but anyway.
He does a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the guy because Trump laid low that last week before the election, after the rally. He was laying real low, and JD Vance was out there doing this stuff, continuing to take questions, and he really, and when you're in the full global media storm and you're somehow a comedian, the only thing that they're talking about is this joke, and making it like I could possibly be a racist, which, by the way, goes to show exactly how insanely fake and ridiculous the news is. With a simple Google search, you can find that I have the most diverse show that gives the most opportunities with a complete black and brown.
Yeah, but that's not
band and-
interesting.
Right. No,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so the story is told for you. You have to try to control the message as much as you can.
Oh, it's absolutely
It's
insane.
so hard. And if the machine is turned against you, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't.
It's
It's
just
tough.
it's so
What would
crazy.
you say is your greatest learning out of that experience?
Boy, learning from that experience. That's an interesting question. That I'll survive, that's for sure.
It's a great thing to know.
Yeah, it really is. And it's real hard when it's happening. Very hard. Sleep is impossible. Eating is not easy at all. I just thought about it this past Thanksgiving because my stomach last Thanksgiving was still shrunk from not eating as much as I normally would for the 2 weeks that it was insanity. And so I remembered, because we have a unbelievable Michelin star chef friend who makes the most insane Thanksgiving you can possibly imagine.
That's a nice friend to have.
Yeah, and the food is so good that it's ridiculous. And it's been 4 or 5 years in a row that we've had Thanksgiving at his place, and I couldn't finish my first plate that year.
Oh.
And I was like embarrassed, because again, this is like extremely high level food.
Right.
So like if you
don't want to be disrespectful.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh my God, I can't have another bite. This is crazy. Because there's a physical reaction that happens, especially I think when they're wrong.
Right.
When you're like, no, I'm a good person.
Right.
I have the most we all, by the way, Rogan's Club, I hear the way they talk about all these people. I could go on and on about how they can make certain people the bad guy. The club is so diverse. My show is so diverse, but none of it matters when they are pushing their story.
When there's a
But
narrative.
it really bothers. It really bothers you. Like if you did do something wrong, I would have been eating and sleeping just fine. I feel like the thing I would have lost is some work.
Right.
But when they're literally trying to make it seem like you're a bad person,
how do you combat that?
it's just there's nothing. And
There's-
I don't believe in, really like reading and responding to social media things or anything like that. So it's not like I'm just gonna sit there and be defending myself or giving the media more quotes to work with or anything. And
Did you put out an apology or anything?
oh no, you definitely can't do that.
Yeah.
It's all over if you do that.
Yeah. Then you're like
Oh,
owning you did
everything's
something.
over.
Yeah.
I'd lose the fans, the deal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Then you're like the worst.
apologizing. That's what is that? 2005 or something?
Maybe.
Yeah. No, that's if you really, really, really do something wrong.
I feel like people apologize immediately for stuff now.
I think I'm convinced these PR people are like paid to tell you to apologize.
I think, it's
that's
like a
what
playbook.
it is.
Yeah.
And it's old school.
And here's
it
your
doesn't
crafted
work.
apology. Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
In this
I
modern
think
age,
maybe Will Smith's apology was the last one.
he should have apologized. That was crazy.
That was wild.
I still can't believe that happened. See, that's when an apology is necessary. And again, like,
my wife's
there I am doing jokes and everybody says, maybe not the right place, maybe not the right time. And it's like, sure, okay, but whatever.
You're a comedian.
Meanwhile, if I was in the back of an Uber and I went on a racist rant caught on camera to the driver, then I'd apologize.
Right,
I go,
sure,
that was out of control. I can't believe I did that and I apologize. But anytime there's a microphone in front of a comedian,
Right.
like
You're trying to get a reaction.
Of course.
Yeah.
Literally your job.
And by the way, it was great in the, everything was great in the room. You know what you'll never see from that MSG rally is a reverse shot at the crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so
You'll
interesting.
never see it. You'll never find it anywhere. They don't want you to know what it looked like. The diversity, the different ages,
That's so
the
interesting.
different representations of people, the patriotism, and it looked like America. Every
Yeah.
shade, every color. There's Puerto Ricans everywhere. You're in the
Yeah.
middle of Madison Square Garden.
Of
They're
course.
laughing at the joke in real time, right then, right there.
They get that it's a joke.
And then, by the way, it's 2:30 in the afternoon with the lights all the way
Yeah,
up.
I
So
mean,
it's
it's
like,
rough
and
rough
it's
time.
not, the audience isn't mic'd for
No.
laughter. So,
No.
but if you listen and watch it closely, like it's fun. And I'm getting through it.
So you didn't even know in the moment?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no,
It
not
wasn't
at all.
until after.
No, 15 minutes afterwards, I glance at my phone and I see that my alerts are like out of control. There's a lot like going on. I glanced at Twitter. That's what it was. And I see that the alerts are full or whatever. So I click on it and the Kamala campaign account just basically tweeted something like a comedian, or no, not a comedian, a speaker at the racist rally just went on a racist rant about Puerto Rico, something like that. And I'm like, this is, and I'm watching it in real time, just like crazy. And yeah, like I thought to myself, like, okay, this is the news right now. I was up so early in this thing. It was crazy. I went
Right.
up literally after the national anthem.
Yeah.
The real problem with what happened there was my position on the thing. Like I should have been much later in the show. There was a guy that painted, he painted an American flag after me.
Oh.
To music. I'm like, live painted. I'm like, how the hell did this guy... I should have been
You should have been the
definitely after
closer.
him.
They were taking the audience on a ride.
I should have been later in this show. I should have been 2 hours later in between like Dr. Phil and Hulk Hogan.
Definitely.
Instead, I'm between the
Definitely.
national anthem and some guy painting the flag. Terrible positioning.
Yeah. I mean, the
But
proximity to Hulk would have been good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
but I
two
literally
races
and
together.
yeah, exactly. And by the way, and I'm looking at
Rest in
him and
peace.
Dr. Phil and all these other guys. I'm like, okay, the news is gonna switch any second. One of these guys is gonna do something crazy.
You're like, come on,
if
Hulk.
not Trump himself, right? So,
Yeah,
somebody's
someone's
gonna
gotta
do
take
something
this news cycle.
newsworthy.
Yeah.
Instead, it was just me.
you.
Crazy.
Just you.
And
all about you.
And every
Yeah.
day, by the way, you're waiting for something to happen to where, you know, it's got to end. And it seemed like so that was on a Sunday. Monday, I come out guns a-blazing on my show and say, I won't apologize. I made fun of every race. I made fun of my own mom during that set, but the media doesn't want to cover that.
Nope.
Tuesday's rough. And then Tuesday night, Biden accidentally calls half of America garbage. He goes, you know who's really garbage is these people supporting Trump. I get off stage and find out about that. My buddy in the green room goes, good news, Tony. Biden just called half the country garbage. And I remember thinking to myself, well, it's
gonna go
good,
one of
but
two
that's
ways.
still my trending word.
So now
Like,
he
it's like,
is, yeah.
excuse me. So I remember thinking like this could be good, but it seems bad because it's still garbage. It's still my thing.
bad.
It's talking about me. But so the next day when I'm expecting the news to end and the garbage thing to die down, that's when Trump pulls up in an actual garbage truck wearing a garbage outfit. And I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. The next day is Halloween, in which the #1 selling outfit was Garbage Man. I'm like, this is insane. I can't believe I didn't even have to I got nothing out of the gig. I didn't get paid to do this rally. All I could do was lose stuff here.
Yeah, maybe that's the big lesson.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, it ended up completely working out.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's tricky. Sometimes I wonder what would happen without it. I'd have lamer gigs. That's
Yeah.
the reality.
Yeah.
I'd have lamer gigs. I'd be invited to host
But I think
some
how you handled it was
boring
so,
award show or something. Instead, hey, guess what? I'm in the front row at WWE events. I'm good with that. I'm perfectly just as famous and happy as I want to be. I get to do my show, watch wrestling, have some fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it last night, which was how you grew up believing that your dad was a truck driver
Yeah.
who was just on the road a lot.
Yeah.
So he wasn't home. And then here you are on the bus on your way home from school and you see what looks like his truck and you write down the license plate number
Yep.
and you realize, oh, that's dad's truck, like around the block at someone's house. Where's dad?
Yeah, just a few blocks away. So he came to visit after that. I matched up the license plate and we hung out because I didn't want to bring it up to him because you want your dad that visits rarely to like you. But after he left, I asked my mom, I go, hey, I noticed that my dad's car is across the street from my buddy Jeff Lewis's house on the school bus. And I matched up the license plate and it's definitely his car. What's up with that? And she sat me down and told me everything right then about
And you were how old?
I think 9 or 10, right in there. And she really spilled the beans. She decided that honesty would be the best policy, which was a very, very interesting choice.
Bold.
Yeah.
It actually was.
Yeah. And it's cool. It worked out, I guess. But yeah, it's
You
funny.
didn't get to hear this
No, I know. I'm
conversation,
like,
so
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's a real thing. And they had, it was just all very crazy because they like wanted to keep it a secret because he had a separate family and
But did I hear you wrong that both sides were hooking up in the coupledom?
no, my dad was married and living with his wife. My mom at this point was separated from her husband because I was older. When she got pregnant with me and she hadn't had sex with her husband in a long time. Right, exactly. He knew. So he was out by the time I found out that,
And he was Hinchcliffe.
yeah, that was Hinchcliffe. And so no, back then they didn't believe in divorce, Italian families in Youngstown, so they would just literally just cheat on their significant
That's
others.
so much better.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so yeah, she spilled the beans to me, and
And what did you do?
I think it was, it's rough then because all my buddies had parents of some kind and
And that's what you believed you had up until that point.
right. Yeah. But there is something perhaps, and I really don't know. But I think there's something to knowing that your dad is a few blocks away.
And chooses not to be with you from your perspective.
Right. Back then, that was the perspective. And it's
And you don't understand the adult bullshit wrapped up in there.
exactly.
Yeah.
And now I do get it. Right? Like I kind of see both sides of it.
Well, because you have an illegitimate.
Exactly. Of course. I got a little baby grok out there.
almost spit my water everywhere.
So yeah, I think it's definitely part of my insane developmental thing because I always wanted to impress him. I guess it started to become like a competition in my head. And I think it's where some of the comedy definitely comes from, is like trying to make him laugh when he would come and visit so that he would like me.
Back more.
Oh yeah. It's so funny. I was making fun of one of my literally like the funniest people. Joe DeRosa was on my show a few weeks ago and him and I just go so hard at one another. And no one's ever brought that up, this entire thing on my show. Like no one's mentioned it or roasted me with it or anything. And I just went in on him because a bucket pool that he was on panel for, it goes, yeah, I was adopted. And Joe DeRosa goes, yeah, I was adopted too. Yeah, it's not easy. And I go, I was adopted. And he goes, yeah, I was adopted. At least my dad didn't live a few blocks away and chose another family. And I laughed so fucking hard. Like my eyeballs almost popped out of my head. It is so hysterical. Like,
Great way to process it, though, too.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It all worked out, in the long run. And yeah, it was crazy. I was actually bartending right after high school at a place called Anthony's on the River that's no longer open. Anyway, it was a daytime gig. It was like the 35-year high school reunion of some school. And it's like an open bar because of whatever. And so I'm slinging these drinks to all these like whatever they were, probably 45, 50-year-olds at the time, whatever it was. And it's just nonstop, busy. Okay, vodka cranberry, Manhattan, old fashioned, da-da-da-da-da-da. What can I get you? And this lady's standing there looking at me like she's seen a ghost. And she goes, is your dad blank and blank? And I go, yeah. And she goes, oh my God, I married you, whatever it was, 25 years ago. And I'm like, what? She goes, that I was the wife to your father. when he made you. I've heard about you. I didn't know I never confirmed that you were actually real.
So she never knew.
She never had it 100% confirmed. She heard a lot of rumors that there's this little kid in Youngstown saying that,
Like
you
around
know,
the block.
that's his dad. Yeah. That her husband was his dad.
And how?
She ended up being the coolest person in the whole thing. She goes, because she was like the boss
Yeah.
of his actual family, of course. You know, these women have a lot of power.
I know it.
That's right.
And so she ended up forcing him to introduce me to the entire family and made a huge, it was like
That's
a
great.
huge family reunion that I got to have, or not even reunion, first family union, I guess.
And you got to meet your half.
I got to meet the whole half of the family, and it was great because it was literally like 2 or 3 weeks before I moved to Los Angeles and never went back. So it was just this crazy opportunity that
Did
came
you
out
stay
of nowhere.
close to them?
Not
really.
I'm not the best communicator.
Yeah.
I'm not really. I'm not a big follower-upper of things. But my relationship with my dad is awesome now. When I go back in town, we hang out a little bit, and it's
good.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
And what about with your mom?
Oh, her and I are super tight.
Okay.
Again, ding ding,
Ding, ding.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
She
But
has
I mean,
the
I
best
don't know
sense
if
of
you
humor.
felt any sense of betrayal.
Back then, I'm sure I did. I don't know
Like-
if I recognized it as exactly that at the time. I was a wild kid.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
I mean, you had just learned about death as we come to
Right.
Yeah,
the Undertaker,
yeah.
and then this.
And again, this is the attitude era. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was just one of those kids. Exactly.
around.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
beyond, way beyond. And I was never the bully type. I mean, I would make fun of people, but I was never the physical prankster. I was never the kick you in the balls guy or whatever, or throw something at you. It was always
Well, that's
verbal.
not funny.
Right,
anyway.
exactly.
It's not clever.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. But I would get in trouble so much. It was absolutely insane. I was always right on the line of expulsion.
Because
Very
What you said? Because of what you were saying?
Oh yeah, totally.
'Cause
Anytime
would you get the teachers to like?
oh, it was just ridiculous.
Constant.
Because
Yeah.
now I want that footage.
Oh yes.
Like,
I was
high
a little
school
bit.
Tony.
My mom has a conduct card from, I think it was either kindergarten or first grade. It was one of those two options. So like 6 or 7 or whatever. And basically the teacher was like, I think it was like, he was like, when you mix red and yellow, you get this color. And when you mix blue and yellow, you get this color. So, Tony, what happens when you mix da-da-da and da-da-da? And I go, what are your thoughts on the Joey Buttafuoco case?
Oh my God! And you're how old?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. And it's
That is
written on a conduct
hilarious.
card that my mom has framed still. Today in class, when asked what red and yellow mixed together means, Tony responded, what are your thoughts about the Joey Buttafuoco case? It's written on the, they take points away from you.
So
You
I
start
sh-
with 100 points, and it was like a -10 deduction.
Really?
I
Yeah.
think that could have been a -50.
Conduct card.
Yeah, conduct card for misbehaving. And I almost always made it to 0. 0, technically, you're supposed to be expelled.
Well, almost made it to 0 isn't 0.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Put 1 or 2 points on there.
There was also, we had a music class teacher when I was growing up who,
I had one of those.
yeah, but he didn't care about his job at all. And so he would literally just play piano in the corner of the room, and we turned music class into WWE time. So we
That's
had like
amazing.
40 minutes where we were all different characters. I was X-Pac at the time that year. That was my guy. And we would do all of their moves. So spinning roundhouse kick, Bronco Buster,
And
X
the
Factor.
guy's just
He's
playing
just playing
piano the whole
music.
time.
Oh, the guy's playing piano the whole time. Again,
Did he,
I mean,
like,
and
even
by the way,
acknowledge
there's
you guys?
no, again, this isn't on a bet or anything. I'm talking about taking DDTs and elbow drops
On
from.
linoleum?
Oh, totally. We were insane.
You're like, can you hit the entrance music?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Music
can you
teacher.
play a couple chords?
Right, yeah.
Would you mind?
Glorious? No, this is
Do you
before
know
that.
that one?
This segment is brought to you by Factor. What conversations did you grow up having around the table?
Oh, that's a good question.
Was there a meal or a family tradition that taught you something that you still carry with you today?
No. He's really not.
But would meal delivery be a good thing for you? Do you eat enough?
Oh, yes. Meal delivery is unbelievable. I got to tell you,
Do you use Factor?
I use Factor all the time, and I recommend it to everybody.
So you
It
know what
is-
you can do
Yeah.
if you want to get some money off. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Steph50 off. That's STEPH50OFF. And use code STEPHOFF to get 50% off your first box. Plus, this one's my favorite. Free breakfast for a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 year.
Oh, my
A
goodness.
whole year. Free
Well,
breakfast.
I mean,
You can't turn down a good breakfast.
looks like I'm getting free breakfast for a year. In every single part of my life from as far back as I can remember, before I even knew what it was, again,
Yeah.
changing that knob, like wrestling has always been a part of my thing. And it's the actual driving force of my show, Kill Tony. Like it is totally, there's new people, there's returns of some of your favorite people. And basically, I look at the panelists as kind of like guest commentators, just adding
Right?
their take and
cents, yeah.
perspective. Yeah.
Have you had McAfee on?
No.
He'd be a
I've
great
not.
guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Totally.
Oh, yeah, maybe just not so late in the show. He
Right.
talked about the
Oh,
WrestleMania
yeah, that was a
roast.
big
Yeah.
roast.
Yeah, which we aren't allowed to talk about.
Is
Or
that true?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, yeah, we are. Yeah. No. That was a blast.
It was so
That was
fun.
so funny.
Were you
but-
guys there?
But I heard Pat tell the story, or
Yeah.
Paul told the story. But I see Pat backstage,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, he is way gone. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been a long week, and he had been working his
Oh,
ass off, and
He's
it was
the
a long
hardest
week.
working guy in the world.
But so he was hard at work, enjoying himself at this point,
Of course.
and he's so far gone that I'm like, oh. I hope he's not going out there.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going out there? And his music hits. And he
Oh, yeah.
goes, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah. But I think it was him who told the story. He just
Mm-hmm.
kind of sat there the whole time.
Yeah.
It was perfect. That's exactly
was
what I
just
wanted
fun.
him
He
to
was gone.
He
do.
just had a big
Just sat-
smile on
yeah.
his face. Yeah,
He was
enjoying
laughing a
himself.
lot.
He was perfect. That's exactly what I gambled on happening. That was
But I do think he'd be a great guest because he's so quick too.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Oh, he's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he is funny.
Yeah.
And he has great stories.
Oh yeah. He's
Yeah.
the best. Absolute natural. I love him. I
yeah.
love all
you
of
guys,
his
you guys
takes.
should do that.
Yeah, we're homies. He's just always
Busy.
Literally the
Yeah, I know.
busiest guy.
That's true. He's so
yeah.
busy.
And we're not going to Indianapolis anytime soon. Yikes.
Say it like
Yeah,
that. Come on. Great
yikes.
fans in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
There are.
Great
there
point.
are.
Well, if they're that great, they can fly to Austin or New York City
Oh my
anytime.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Just lost
You
more
just
viewers.
lost-
There
Damn
they
it.
go.
lost
We just lost
that market.
Indianapolis. We're off the. We just lost our Indianapolis market.
We did.
KABC in Indianapolis.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
WFMJ in Youngstown,
Oh,
Ohio.
there we go.
Stan Boney.
Just gonna start saying letters.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, oh, yeah, no.
yeah, that was the thing. Talking about last
saying,
night. Yeah.
Like, don't.
Yeah, some of the things I do
Some of the
not.
things
I
we
do
don't
not have a
bring
deal with
forward.
Disney. Let's put it that way.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I mean, we laughed the whole time.
Oh,
it was
the
great.
entire time.
Yeah, and you got to see some real live music here
Yes.
in
Oh,
Austin,
yes.
Texas. That band is
They-
very
they're
legit.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they played what, like 15, 20 minute
Yep.
set?
Yep. That's a thing exactly only for Austin, Texas. Back in LA, we had like a joke band. It was like literally a couple comedians that knew how to play some instruments, like. But when we made the move to Austin, immediately I'm like, I think we should add this element, and so I just love having a real band behind
You
me.
even took a page then from the Trump rally because you had a live artist in the corner.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've actually,
right?
they took that from me. I've done that. I've done that forever since like episode 100 or something. We had a guy, Ryan J.E. Belt, who draws every episode.
Oh, it's the same guy.
He sends his in now,
Okay.
and that it airs on it gets put in on the YouTube, his picture when I say it. And Chris Rogers draws live. Ryan J.E. Belt stayed in LA.
Okay.
So, but he's still from a distance part of the art. We have one artist there and one live artist there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool
We're
touch.
trying to make every type of art happen at once. Hosting, stand-up, improvising, music, painting, actual show, this, that. If someone says they
You
know
just
how
need
to...
a stunt.
I know.
You don't
Yeah.
have anything physical.
Like an acrobat.
Oh, we got
artist.
something coming.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Mania season's right around the corner. We are on the road.
Oh, awesome.
That's another fun fact. We did for years have a thing called Kill Tony Mania, which was our biggest event annually. Yeah, back then. And all it was we would go to San Francisco and perform at a big comedy club there. And it was like I would rent a big Sprinter van and take as many of the comedians and crew that I could at the time and just do a sold out comedy club. At the time, it seemed like that was as big as it could possibly get for us. Kill Tony Mania.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could maybe join forces with Dana and his slap show. And like whoever loses the point, has to
slap.
take one.
I pitched that. I told him that I would do commentary before it started, before it came
Right?
out. I go, you're going to make this funny, right? But he seemed pretty serious
he's
on
very
keeping it
serious about it.
serious.
Yeah,
I don't know how exactly
These people are messing each other up.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I feel like
It's
I've
insane.
seen like
It's
eyeballs
crazy.
moving,
Yeah.
yeah.
like
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Oh, it's
Thank you.
beyond all.
But I've seen people whack their head on the way out.
Yeah.
Like they get slapped so hard, they get knocked out, they crack their head, then they crack their head on the ground. Like,
It's just
damn.
insane.
Yeah.
We have no idea what these people are going to be talking like and thinking
No,
in 5
it's
years.
not good. And hopefully there's not it's not repetitive, right?
I feel like if you
can't
figure out
even-
you're good at it, you're gonna keep going back.
I guess.
But you gotta get slapped too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not about making the noise.
I
I know that's
trust
what I was cupping of the
Yeah,
hand.
no, it's not.
Dana White's a genius, so he must know something. He must be on to something here.
Yes.
That we and a lot of people can't fathom. But he's the man.
Yeah, no, he is. He
Yeah.
is. But it is fascinating and horrifying to watch at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these people are all like, give it to me. Come on, hit me.
Yeah.
I like when they get
no.
hit and they don't even react.
Yeah.
I originally pitched to them, I'm like, you have to have a sense of humor about this. If you want, I can come and
'Cause that would
commentate
be-
because I would make fun
Yeah.
of, I would say, this person looks like that, this person looks like that. Let's see how this
Yeah.
goes. And you can literally
And
do
react to the
jokes.
sound even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But instead, it's super serious.
Yeah. It
Which
is
is-
very, very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Maybe you could do like a knockoff.
Oh.
It's just Ric Flair slapping flight attendants' asses.
But Bongo Fiesta.
Yeah. They were Southwest flight attendants, by the way. I don't know if I
Yes,
mentioned
you said that.
So it's
You
a
said that.
specific, it's a special type of flight
It's-
attendant.
Yeah. They were on Rick's flight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There could have been a robe involved. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you were saying you're a big robe guy.
Yeah. Love robes.
Slippers also?
I have a, Tiger Woods came out with a golf shoe
That is
can't-
very slipper-like.
that is like a slipper. It's the weirdest
Does
thing.
it
So
have
they're
like soles though?
Nikes.
Can you wear it outside?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
they're
cool.
unbelievable. They're literally Nikes, but they're sandals, and they say they're golf shoes, but there's no tread or anything.
That's what
So,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, the little spikes on the bottom.
Yeah, no spikes.
All right.
It's just ridiculous.
Maybe there's a button.
It doesn't make any sense that they're golf shoes. My buddy bought them for me as a gift. He goes,
But you
yeah,
like
these are
them
the
as
new
slippers."
state-of-the-art golf shoes, but your feet literally, if you try to swing a golf club, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, they make the best
Slippers.
slipper/sandals out there. So
So
yeah.
is the robe flannel? Is it plush?
I have
Is it thick?
ooh,
Is it short?
regular
about the robe?
length on all of them. 2 towel-like ones, thicker towel-like
we
ones.
have multiple.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Burgundy.
One
Okay.
light blue with a TH in white. One white plain. That was my first one. That breaks you in. I have one that is black that is like kind of state of the art. Has a hood on it and
Oh.
like fits properly. Towely on the inside. Kind of cotton, regular cotton on the outside. I did a gig at the Mershon Auditorium in Columbus, Ohio, which is on the campus of The Ohio State University. And they, without even knowing my robe game, just so happened, or maybe they got tipped off by an assistant or something, but they made me a custom Ohio State robe
Wow.
with my name, like jersey style on the back with a number 25
cool.
because that was the year that I did the gig. So that's one of my new favorites.
Do you have a,
That must be.
do you have a purple one?
No, not a purple one.
Just asking.
Yeah.
What's your
Not
story
yet.
robe?
No.
Who knows?
Who knows? You might.
Maybe one will be knocking at my doorstep any day now. Would I wear a What's Your Story robe? You're damn right I would. Yeah. How about you? You in the robe world?
I do have many robes.
Yes.
Actually, I do.
It's one of the finer things in life.
Yes, I do enjoy a good robe.
It's kind of like at the end of the day, when you kind of have everything that you need, a robe is the final, it's the final
is.
boss
It's
of
a little
making
cozy.
it really is.
Yeah.
I mean-
Especially on a day like yesterday in Austin, cold, rain.
Yeah. Oh,
What's that
it's
all
just the
about?
options are incredible. I mean, you can go outside, you can go inside,
Yeah.
you can
You can wear
turn on
whatever
the
you want
sauna,
underneath.
you could flip on the sauna
Yep.
and wear it into the sauna and then take it off in the sauna, throw it on the bench across from you.
Yep. And it'll still be there for you.
It'll still be there for you.
Does it get too
Are we still talking about robes?
moist?
Oh,
in
this
the,
is great.
In the wet sauna,
that's
or
a-
is it
that's
only
a-
the dry sauna?
It's a dry sauna.
Okay.
But the catch is if you put it on after you've been sauning
then,
You gotta
before the
wash it.
shower, that's it. And then
Yeah.
then it goes into the
then you wash it.
into the
Trash.
hamper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you've now sweat and said clean, plushy robe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that it happens.
I know.
Yeah.
And then
Listen,
it gets
I only
washed.
have one,
The good news is you have 4 or 5 backups.
That's right.
In the
That's right.
rotation.
clearly.
And it's
No,
you,
I have one.
you have one robe? Oh, that's that's unacceptable.
For shame.
That's,
shame.
what do you have to do? Keep it clean the whole time?
Yeah. It's a full-time job.
No. No way.
Only one robe?
Yeah. I mean,
What are you, a handmaiden? Constantly just churning this robe every day?
essentially, yes. Actually,
Is that the right word? Handmaiden? What is that? I don't even know what that
I don't know.
is.
but
A
I liked
laundress?
it.
yeah. Feel bad for me. One robe.
The old daily robe cleaner over here. Time to brush your teeth and clean your robe and get the day started.
That's right.
I'm gonna order more.
Get it fresh and
right
ready
now.
for the evening time.
Yeah. That's how you know you made it.
That's
Robes.
right. Robes.
It's
Really?
a little fun fact. Some people think it's jets or limos. No.
Nope.
It's really the robe.
It's really the robe.
And there's
Your
levels.
robe game.
Oh, it's huge. It's
Yeah.
huge. You know, at a hotel, they got to figure it out. They give you a robe there.
I think we need to make a championship belt robe.
I was
That's a
just-
great idea. Really,
picture
When you
a whole
tie it-
line of WWE robes would be
could.
a wild success.
Yeah, why don't we have
You
that?
have the. Wait, there
When
is
you
something
tie
there to
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, something.
I want in.
You know what I brought with me? Speaking of which, is I brought, I've seen Triple H do a little thing with Sam Roberts where they go where
Oh,
they
yes, the
open
pack.
new wrestling cards
Did you
together.
guys give this to him to do?
No.
Oh, Tops is going to be very excited.
Oh,
This is
wait.
Tops.
Open that.
This is probably worth a lot of money, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, don't open that.
1987.
Holy cow.
Wait, Google this real quick. Make sure I'm not an idiot for opening this up.
Yeah, you might. It should not.
1987 Topps chewing gum, featuring WrestleMania 3 9-picture cards one sticker, there's a stick of bubble gum in
Can you
here,
imagine how
too.
hard that piece of gum is?
I know.
I can feel it. It is.
It's like cement.
I feel like I should open it.
Yeah, just kidding.
This seems like the magical time
Okay,
to do it.
it's your pack.
We're opening a
All right.
1987.
All right.
So
Maybe
let's see
Top
what we
should
have
sponsor
here.
the podcast.
Wow, look at that gum. You have a shot at that?
Wait.
Can we? Oh, there's many, or it's broken
It
up.
broke up into pieces.
And there's,
Should I try
It
it?
actually smells good.
because it's sugar, right?
Yeah, it still smells like bubble gum.
It does. It does still smell like bubblegum.
Okay, we have the ref turned wrestler.
Danny Davis?
Do you know that one?
Danny Davis.
Smirking Danny Davis
Yeah.
prepares for a match. Banned
knew
for
Danny
life as a
Davis.
referee, Davis became a wrestler under manager Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart. Okay. Oh, American made Hulk Hogan.
That's a good one.
There he is.
Yeah,
American made. That's a real one.
that's a real one.
See, that could be worth as much as the whole thing.
Could very well.
Double drop kick. Oh, this is kind of like, it's not exactly just people. The Can-Am Connection. Rick Martel and Tom Zank strike with a double drop kick. No tag team is better at working together than these two handsome wrestlers.
I don't know. Human hold.
Yeah, check these out. Outback Jack. I don't even remember this guy.
You don't?
No. Wild Buffaloes are tough blokes. I figure if I can pin one of them, well, mate, I can pin a lot of blokes in the WWF.
Go.
Outback Jack. Look at that one.
Yeah. No, I remember Outback.
You remember Outback Jack? We got a real British Bulldog, a real honky tonk man. Real
these are
honky
awesome
tonk man.
cards.
These are. I think
Yeah.
I think I got lucky.
You did. This
Davey
is
Boy
worth
Smith.
way more than $50. He's a honky tonk man.
Amazing.
I'm cool. I'm cocky. And I'm bad. Who do you think these people are?
I don't know.
Can you make that out?
That's amazing.
Right?
It's so random. That must be like a misprint or something.
No. Yeah, it's
Or Hulk.
you know what? I bet it goes to like a puzzle. I bet certain cards create.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
But then there are people in the background.
Imagine if you're one of them.
You did.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm loving
I
these.
grabbed it on my way out the door. I saw it in a drawer. I'm like, oh, that'll be fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very cool.
it's cool. I almost totally forgot about it.
No.
Yeah. It's just in my pocket.
Well, Tony, I can't thank you enough for
Thank you
coming
guys.
and doing this. I would
Yeah.
talk to you all day.
I know.
I know.
It would be
I
a
know.
lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun last night.
did have a
you
lot of fun
guys
last night.
are awesome to have, and you're always, of course, welcome back anytime here in Austin. And let's do it again.
Yeah.
Come to MSG
Definitely.
when we're there in August, if you
Yeah.
can.
Oh yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. Thank you so
And
much.
we'll help you book Rick.
Nailed
But only
it.
if he comes with the four
Flight attendant.
flight attendants.
I mean, Triple H was unbelievable on my show, by the
He's
way.
funny.
He was
Oh, he's
very
so funny.
He's so quick and
He's-
he's so funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was surprised because he's been hilarious my entire life.
Yeah, he's
So-
people don't remember how funny he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Because
he,
he's, he's all the big boss now.
yeah,
he's-
he really
he's
showed it off there. He's
hilarious.
so
Him
funny.
and Carrot Top were a
Yeah.
They're an
great
interesting
little duo.
What a great duo.
with all his
You
props.
know what's weird is I was in a commercial with Carrot Top.
Really?
Yeah. I actually had to mention to Paul before he did your show, I'm like, so just remember there's a scene in that commercial where Carrot Top massages my feet. If anyone
mean-
brings that up, like, I just want you to know that happened in that commercial.
Hilarious.
It's a real thing.
But yeah, no one brought it up.
Perfect.
Now he will. Down the road.
When was that commercial?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
I think I
decade
had that
ago.
as one of my cards on the.
Yeah, it was a
deck.
1-800-CALLATT commercial.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like
Being
we
the
need to
general
look that
manager
up.
of SmackDown.
Wow.
On the go, like I forget.
And he's
Insane.
massaging
Yeah.
your feet.
Well, at the end, it was like a button at the end. But it was random. But it was
Hilarious.
funny. Oh, there it is.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah. See, 1-800-CALLATT.
But you're just relaxing with some champagne.
Yeah. So I think I was getting a massage, and then he sneaks in there, and then this is like the end. Yeah, I know. I'm so young.
Amazing.
I'm such a baby.
Wow.
Carrot Top's pretty young too, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ripped.
Wow. God, time flies, huh?
And it's not kind always.
You actually look basically the same. And I'll tell you,
I'm in the distance.
I don't know if you've seen Carrot Top lately, but it's a little bit different on
A little
Carrot
different.
Top's side.
His hair's a little longer.
Carrots, I guess, go bad faster.
Thank you very much.
You guys are the best.
thank you.
Thank you.
Tony Hinchcliffe, everybody.
Thank you so much.